So let me start by thanking everybody. Let me start by saying good day to everybody and also thanking the very inspirational and amazing leadership of the NDIS for giving us a great opportunity to be a part of this. And I want to say a big thank you for this opportunity.
Praise Him.
Um, so my name is Kingsley Bangwell, co-founder of Knox 100 Naira a Day School in Kuje for low-income families. It's an indigenous education innovation model. Yes, thanks for the slide. It's an indigenous education innovation model that is pay as you go, pay as you can, and we provide subsidized school fees and also provide action learning targeting children from very low income families, starting from Abuja. Next slide, please. So yes, we always ask this question, what if the cure to cancer is trapped in the mind of a child who can afford quality education? Next slide. So what problem are we trying to solve? And amazingly, the speaker before me was actually trying to talk about my problem statement as if he saw a part of my slide. Basic education as we know it today is no longer delivering on its brand promise, which is that after an education, you can get a great job, you can get livelihood, and you can live a great life. That brand promise is no longer obtainable. Partly the reason is because, first of all, number one, deep learning is not happening in our basic schools across Nigeria. Rather, our educational system is built on what they call rote learning. Rote learning emphasizes note-taking, cramming, passing exams, getting a certificate, and yet the person is not equipped with the basic skill that is required to translate into a real-life experience. Secondly, quality education where you can get action learning, and deep learning is very, very unaffordable. A lot of people can afford it. 83% of our, according to UNESCO, of our families send their children to public school. So you know what that means. And then a major fallout of this is that we have tens of thousands and millions of unemployed and unemployable young people all over Nigeria. The World Economic Forum in 2018, in its graduate skill ranking, placed Nigeria at a very low 135 out of 140 countries. That is the skills of our graduates. So we have a big problem. And the projection is that if this continues unaddressed, over the next 10 years, between now and 2030, we'll be producing additional 15, 20 million of such young people. And you know what that means for us as a nation that wants to lift 100 million people out of poverty. Next slide. So what is our solution? So my next slide talks about that. So for us, the solution is the action learning education, action learning curriculum. And action learning curriculum is a model of education that is based on problem solving. It
Two
ensures
minutes more, please.
It ensures that academic improves, but it is primarily based on action learning. And we're delivering this right now through the Knox 100 Naira a Day School that we started in Kuje last year, where parents pay as low as 100 Naira, pay daily or weekly, and then we raise the rest of the money through a crowd matching model. And then, of course, we are offering action learning, which is quality education at a very affordable price. And people ask, is this possible? This is actually happening right now. Next slide. Yeah, next slide. Give me the next slide. Yeah, and the next slide. So this is for me, the key slide. No, move that 2 slides forward. I want to talk about the market scope and the value proposition because people will be saying,
1
so what is
minute more, please.
Right. So in terms of potential of the market for what we want to do, the potential is huge. You have over 10 million children in school, and then 83% of them go to public school. And then what is more important is that by 2050, we'll be having about 450 million Nigerians. So there will be a great, great demand for more secondary school, but not just secondary school. What we are selling is action learning model. It's an action learning, a form of education that ensures that people acquire basic skills, acquire academics, and are able to create wealth. What is the market share we're targeting? 1% of this market share in the next 5 years. And for us, the milestone is that if we're able to build our platform and get 14,000 subscribers within the first 18 months, we'll hit our first $1 million milestone. What our revenue model, subscription, sales of our plug-in devices, licensing of the Knox model to tens of thousands of schools across the country. We are less than a year old. We are already getting a lot of people asking us to come and set up the Knox school. Remember, it is not about the school. It is the action learning model that we have that makes our school unique. And our brand promise is that at the end of SS3, any child that graduates from the Knox school graduates
Mr. Bangwell, Kingsley, we have to stop here at this time.
Please, let me just wrap up in a minute, please. Let me just wrap up in a minute. Like I said, our brand promise is that for any child that comes to the Knox school, you will graduate with not just a certificate, but with a business plan to be able to create a business and start your own business. What is our ask? We have 2 social platforms for ask. If you want to be a social impact investor to support us run the school, support the children in school, build our first school, that is fantastic. But if you want to be an equity investor, you can work with us to build our first online platform where these subscriptions can actually happen. The contact is right there on the screen. Can you just put the last page where they will see the contact? Our contact detail is right there on the screen. What makes Knox School different is that we are not selling that people should pass exam, which is what most platforms around education are doing. No, we are marketing the action learning model that makes it possible for a young person.
1 minute is up. Thank you so much,
that makes
Mr.
it possible
Kingsley.
for a young person to be able to solve problems and lift themselves out of poverty. Thank you so much.